Oh, hi. Whew. You just walked in on me taking a nap. Whew. Do you like naps? No, I know my kids, they don't like naps either. But I love a good nap. I've heard that you guys have been talking about resting and about Sabbath, right? And so I'm excited. Thanks for having me today to talk to you a little bit about Sabbath. This is something that I've been learning about, honestly. I am not an expert when it comes to Sabbathing, when it comes to resting. But when we look at Jesus' life, we notice that he was always challenging the Pharisees about this idea of Sabbath. Sabbath goes all the way back to the Old Testament. It was one of the 10 commandments. It was there at the very beginning in Genesis when God said, I want you to rest. God rested on the seventh day. So this is a really big deal. So I'm excited that we're talking about this. So there was a story where Jesus walks in to the synagogue. It was kind of their church where they would talk about following God and they would worship God together. And there was this man that Jesus met in the synagogue, and it was the Sabbath. All right. So it was the Sabbath. He walks in, and you weren't supposed to do anything on the Sabbath. And he met this man, and the man's hand was just all messed up. It was shriveled up. And Jesus saw this man and he healed his hand. It would have looked like this, and it literally came open. And before he couldn't use it, but now he could use it. And so Jesus healed him on the Sabbath. And the Pharisees, they were really angry that Jesus healed this man on the Sabbath, because that was a no-no. And for the Pharisees, the Sabbath equaled following the rules, following the law. And so the law said you don't heal on the Sabbath. Jesus healed on the Sabbath. You broke the rules. And so the Pharisees, they were mad, and they came and they were shaking their fist at Jesus and saying, how dare you mock our law? How dare you make a mockery of the Sabbath? And Jesus, being Jesus, he looks at the Pharisees and said, let me ask you a question. If one of your sheep fell into a ditch and couldn't get out of that ditch, would you just leave that sheep there to die? Or would you help the sheep? And the Pharisees said, well, I guess I would help the sheep. He was like, exactly. If you're going to help a sheep on the Sabbath, how much more are people worth than a sheep? So if you're going to help a sheep on the Sabbath, then why wouldn't you heal a man's hand? Why wouldn't you care for somebody on the Sabbath? If you're willing to take care of a sheep on the Sabbath, and that's not breaking the law, then why wouldn't you help a human being? See, the Pharisees, they were always worried about breaking the rules. They were always worried about breaking the law. But for Jesus, the law always boiled down to two things: loving God with everything that you are, and loving the people that are right in front of you. That's what it came down to. And for Jesus, the Sabbath wasn't about following the law. The Sabbath was about loving God and about loving the people that are right in front of you. And so for us, the Sabbath isn't about just doing nothing. The Sabbath is about finding the things that we enjoy doing and resting through those. So if you enjoy hanging out with your brothers and sisters, do that on the Sabbath. Actually, you got to do that anyways, all right? And so learn to love your brothers and sisters on the Sabbath. If you enjoy playing outside on the tire swing, or you enjoy playing baseball or playing basketball or playing soccer or dancing, listening to music, you enjoy eating good food, if you enjoy taking a nap, do that on the Sabbath. But here's the other thing. The Sabbath was never meant to be something that we do by ourselves. Find people to do these things with. Find someone to play basketball with. Find someone to dance with. Find someone to watch a good movie with. Find someone to enjoy yourself with. So the Sabbath is about resting in our love for God and about finding a way to rest in our love for each other. Here's the last thing I want to tell you about Sabbath. Sabbath is the reminder that you and I are not in control. That we can stop working, that we can stop producing, that we can stop making things, and the world is going to be okay because God's in control. So when we rest, it's a reminder that God is in control and not me. I lay down my work and I say, God, you're still at work. I'm going to just sit over here and I'm going to rest and remember that you are at work. So here's my encouragement to you this week. Find a way to do something that you enjoy and make it a way to rest. Find something that you enjoy doing and do that and enjoy it and do it with someone else. And do it remembering that God is in control, and do it with someone that you love to be with. That's what the Sabbath is all about. Remembering that God's in control, loving Him, remembering that we are loved by Him, and doing it with the people that we love being around. Thanks, guys, for letting me be here. I think I'm going to take a nap. I'll see you later.